How It All Started by Eugene Mathena. In the year 1875, Mr. Fiero, a determined explorer with a relentless drive for discovery, ventured deep into the Appalachian wilderness of Virginia. His well-worn leather boots crunched through the underbrush, and his heart raced with anticipation. The search for ancient native ruins had consumed him for months, and now, at last, he felt he was on the verge of something extraordinary. After hours of trekking, Mr. Fiero stumbled upon the entrance to a hidden cave, its mouth concealed beneath thick foliage. Lantern in hand, he cautiously stepped inside. The light flickered on the cold stone walls, revealing intricate carvings, symbols of a forgotten time, long before European settlers had set foot on the continent. As he ventured deeper, something caught his eye. Tucked in a far corner, partially obscured by dust and debris, was an object unlike anything he had ever seen. It was a metallic device, cold to the touch, with strange symbols etched into its surface, pulsing faintly with a blue light. "What is this?" Fiero muttered to himself, his eyes wide with fascination. After hours of careful examination, he discovered that the object had powers far beyond anything he could have imagined. With a twist of its dials and a seemingly random sequence of events, the world around him began to blur. The cool air of the Appalachian wilderness was replaced by the warmth and vibrancy of a bustling city. It was New Orleans, 1871. Thrown into an unfamiliar time, Mr. Fiero wandered the streets in a daze, his mind racing to comprehend what had just occurred. His hands still gripped the metallic device, which he later named the Keystone device, a tool that would allow him to transcend time itself. As Fiero explored this new world, he came across a quaint photography studio tucked between shops. Intrigued, he stepped inside. The smell of developing chemicals filled the air, and the faint hum of activity from the back caught his attention. "Can I help you?" a voice called out. A young woman emerged from the darkroom, her hands stained with ink, her eyes sharp and intelligent. She was dressed simply, but there was something about her presence that commanded attention. "Ah, yes," Mr. Fiero stammered, still disoriented. I I seem to have lost my way. What year is it?" The woman smiled as she wiped her hands on an apron. "You're in New Orleans, sir. The year is 1875. Fiero blinked in confusion. "For years. I've traveled 4 years ahead. My name is Mr. Fiero, by the way." The woman's smile widened. "Mary Jane Farmer. Photographer, adventurer, and it seems we may have something in common." "Adventurer, you say?" Fiero's curiosity was piqued. Mary Jane's eyes sparkled with interest. "Every photograph I take is a journey through time, but I suspect your adventures go beyond capturing moments, don't they?" Fiero hesitated, but there was something about her that invited trust. He pulled the Keystone device from his coat pocket. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." "Try me," Mary Jane replied, stepping closer, her eyes fixed on the strange device. With a deep breath, Mr. Fiero explained his accidental discovery of the Keystone device, recounting how it had brought him from 1871 to 1875 in the blink of an eye. Mary Jane listened, her expression shifting from amusement to astonishment. "Time travel?" she whispered. "You mean to tell me you've crossed through time?" Fiero nodded. "And I suspect this device can take me, or us, anywhere, anytime." A smile crept across Mary Jane's face. "Well, Mr. Fiero, what are we waiting for? Let's see where this adventure leads." Thus began a partnership that would transcend the boundaries of time. Over the next few years, Mr. Fiero and Mary Jane embarked on a series of adventures through history and the future, mastering the Keystone device and learning its potential. Their first major leap took them to a distant future, a world of gleaming steel towers, flying ships, and skies filled with shimmering lights. Mary Jane, ever the photographer, captured the breathtaking views, while Fiero studied the strange technologies. But the journey wasn't always about beauty. Their travels soon led them to the farthest reaches of the universe, to a desolate planet infested with monstrous creatures, the giant flea monsters of death. The grotesque beings lumbered toward them on legs as thick as trees, their insectoid forms casting long shadows in the dim light of the alien sun. "We need to move now," Fiero shouted as they dodged the crushing limbs of the creatures. "What do we do?" Mary Jane cried, clutching her camera as she snapped photos in the chaos. Fiero adjusted the dials on the Keystone device. "Back into the time stream. I just need to trap them." With a burst of energy from the device, the creatures slowed, but they regenerated faster than expected. Mary Jane screamed as one of the monsters rose again. "We need to trap them in a time loop forever," Fiero said, frantically working on the device. With one final twist, the device emitted a powerful pulse, trapping the creatures in an eternal cycle of their own destruction. They barely escaped with their lives, returning to Earth, landing in the year 1912, aboard the Titanic. "We've jumped right into history's greatest disaster," Mary Jane whispered as the ship sailed through icy waters. Despite their warnings to Captain Smith about the impending iceberg, he remained confident in the ship's unsinkable reputation. Fiero and Mary Jane split their time between unraveling a mysterious jewel theft and money laundering scheme on board, while keeping an eye on the ship's tragic fate. As the iceberg loomed, Mary Jane looked to Fiero. "We can't save them all. Should we jump?" Fiero, holding the Keystone device tightly, nodded. "We've done what we could. History will follow its course." With a flash of light, they vanished just as the iceberg struck, leaving the chaos of the sinking Titanic behind. Their adventures continued, leaping from era to era, solving mysteries and facing dangers beyond their wildest imaginations. And through it all, their bond grew stronger. With every new time they explored, they knew the universe held infinite mysteries to uncover. Together. A new adventure coming soon.